AstroDetectives, the show where we try to match our guests to their correct astrological birth chart. As always, we have two charts to choose from, and today, our guest is either a... Sarah, can you fill in this one?
Yes, a Gemini or a Scorpio.
With some caveats that we're going to talk about. I'm Scott, a skeptic of astrology, and I'm joined by my co-host and professional astrologer, Sarah Hartshorn. Sarah, how
Scott.
do those two compare with each other?
Well, okay, hang on. We got a caveat. We
Let's get
got-
into the caveat.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, um, I noticed that one of these charts had an ascendant, which, is a timing thing. It's like where the uh s- I'm not even explaining this very
We
well
would
right now.
call it a rising sign
Yeah, your rising
in
sign.
my simplistic astrology world.
Well, okay. The rising sign is the entire sign. It's rising up kind of like on the horizon when you're born. However, the ascendant is a degree marker and it represents the exact horizon within that sign. Okay. And so the signs change about every 2 hours or so. And whenever I see an ascendant at like 0 degrees or the first couple of degrees of a sign, it kind of is a red flag to me because quite more often than not, birth times, even if you're getting your birth time from your birth certificate, it doesn't mean that that is the exact moment that you took your first breath, because sometimes, hospitals are not necessarily writing it down at that moment. Some are, maybe some are waiting 15 minutes. So anytime I see a 0 degree ascendant, I'm like, there's a very, very, very good chance that they're actually the previous rising sign. This person would have had, like, if they were born 1 minute, or this chart, I should say, if they were born 1 minute earlier, they would be a Leo ascendant at 29 degrees versus a 0 degree Virgo ascendant. And we're talking about the Scorpio chart. So,
Imagine, how could they have possibly done this back in the day when they didn't
yeah.
even have clocks?
So
And they were like,
I feel 99% confident that I'm going to go with, like, I'm just going to read this as if it's the 29 degree Leo chart. I've got the other one up, um,
just to keep an eye on
just to keep
things.
an eye on things, but it's just so unlikely.
So, folks, that's why there are three charts in the case files this time, probably, I'm assuming. There will be three charts in there, Sarah?
I'll put three in,
All
yeah,
right.
for sure, just so y'all can take a look.
But for
But
us sun
yeah,
signers, we're looking at just the Gemini and the Scorpio. Whew, easy.
yeah. So our Scorpio chart has we're going to say Leo ascendant and an Aries moon, and our Gemini chart has a Sagittarius moon and a Taurus ascendant. And so Gemini and Scorpio, very different signs from each other.
Thank God.
Yes, they're very different. Gemini is an air sign. It's very, it's very much like a jack of all trades energy. It's very talkative, curious. It's kind of like it's a spring sign, so it's kind of, the image I think is like a bee darting from flower to flower. They can get really excited about this and then change directions very fast. And Gemini is very curious about a lot of things, but they don't necessarily go super deep with things. However, Scorpio, opposite. They go to extremes. They like depth. They like going really, they like investigating. They're like, will research the hell out of something, kind of energy. So, and it's a water sign, and it is a little bit more, they're notoriously for being a little bit more secretive or private, whereas Gemini is typically a little bit more social and uh, flirty and communicative. So just talking about the archetypes of those signs,
Yeah.
yeah, very different from each other.
And before we bring our guest in and see which of these two charts match them, Sarah, if people want to get these charts for themselves, what can they do so that
Well,
they can play along?
Scott, they need to go to astrodetectivespod.com where you can download these case files in whole sign or Placidus. And if you want to get like the full chart data so you can plug and play in your own house system or whatnot, please sign up for our Patreon and we will give you the full access to the charts.
Fantastic. We're going to be playing along. And so hopefully you have your charts ready as we choose between this Gemini or this Scorpio. So stay tuned right after this. Hey, listeners, we're not just a podcast that tests astrology, we're an independent detective agency. That means we rely on you to help us keep the show running.
Exactly. By joining Astro Detectives on Patreon, you can support our mission to finally prove astrology is real.
Or, completely debunk it.
Here we go again.
One thing we can agree on, Astro Detectives is the only place you'll find astrologers and skeptics working together, like a buddy cop movie you didn't know you needed.
And trust me, detective work takes time, gathering evidence, late night stakeouts, solving cases, especially when Mercury's retrograde.
Okay, you can't blame Mercury.
The first step is easy and free. Just follow Astro Detectives on Patreon to get access to our debrief episodes where the conversation continues after each case ends. We break down what went right and what went wrong.
And if you want to fast track your training, become a rookie detective for only $3 a month. You'll unlock exclusive bonus episodes, plus early releases and the top secret case files sent straight to your inbox.
Or for just $1 a month, we'll make you an Astro intern. No compensation per se, but hey, you'll gain valuable detective experience and that warm fuzzy feeling knowing you're helping us keep the lights on.
So if you like what we're doing and want to support us, head over to patreon.com/astrodetectives and join the investigation today. Welcome back, everybody. We are joined now by our guest this week. It's Hailey. Welcome to Astro Detectives.
Thanks. I'm glad that I could be a part of this. So I'm excited what you guys are going to tell me.
We're glad to have you here. We always start with asking, where are you joining us from?
Bozeman, Montana.
Ooh, okay. This is kind of rural, right?
Yeah. We're growing quite a bit. So I think our population's 70,000 now. I might need to check that, but yeah, our population's doubled like in the last 5 years. So.
And how long have you been in Bozeman, Montana, or Montana in general?
Pretty much my whole life. I've lived in Montana my whole life, but I've moved cities within Montana. So Bozeman itself, though, 28 years.
All right. Is there anything that like people don't know about Montana, or that, maybe the preconceived notion that I had was it's rural, and you're like, no, this is a real city. But
well, where I live, it's a resort town, so the skiing's great, a lot of great outdoor activities, wide open spaces. Yeah, show Yellowstone is based off of Bozeman, Montana. So that area, it's not shot in Bozeman, Montana, but the show is based off of Bozeman, Montana, and that's a really popular show.
I've only seen one season, but for the number of murders that occur, I just have to imagine Bozeman is crazy.
Yeah, it's not really realistic, but that's why our population grew. Part of it is because so many people want to be a cowboy all of a sudden. So
Okay. Well, you're not a cowboy.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what you do career-wise, or what you've been drawn to in different areas of work over the years?
Yeah. So for the last almost 12-ish years, I've been a nurse. The majority of my career, I've been in the operating room. So kind of trauma-based, sometimes higher stake stuff. Right now I'm in kind of a lower key area. I do colonoscopies, upper scopes, and then I did some clinic work in the same area of nursing. I've bartended through college, just to help pay my tuition. I've been a waitress as well. That's pretty much my whole career history, but most of it, serious career-wise, has been nursing.
And what is the motivation that kind of draws you to that area, do you think?
Um, well, when I was in college trying to choose what I wanted to be, I knew that I liked to help people. So, uh, nursing sounded like a good area for me. I thought I could help people, and I like to write. So I thought that nursing would give me the opportunity where I could still make a decent living and I could write on the side. So that's kind of why I chose that when I was younger.
And so what does a typical day look like? Is this a 4 or 5 days a week thing, or are you working longer shifts? What is like, how does your day look, and then how does that work for you? What do you like about it, or maybe even dislike about certain elements?
Yeah. So when I started my nursing career, I did like the typical like 4 days a week, 3 days a week, 10, 12-hour shifts. I noticed it didn't really work for me. I didn't really like the same thing all the time. So I've gone down to a casual call position, which is as needed position, probably the last 6 years. And I like it because I can kind of choose when I come in, when and I can say no if I don't feel up to working. The hours have differed. And then the trauma call too has been nice because it's random, it's different every time. So I noticed I do better with things that aren't the same all the time, and the hours vary.
Okay. And do you like communicating with the patients quite a bit, or do you like more of the technical aspect of your job and caring for them that way, or either way, or something I'm not even mentioning?
Well, you know, I uh, when I worked in surgery, which is most of my career, the patients are asleep. I only talk to them for like 5 minutes. I noticed I actually enjoy conversing with my coworkers more and the doctors than the patients. It's more of like a team type setting. I enjoy that a little more than talking with the patients themselves. And I think it's just because with patients you have to be so formal all the time, and I feel like I can be more authentic with my coworkers. So I don't mind talking with patients. I like to talk, but I much prefer to talk like with my coworkers or those that are close to me than the patients.
So I have a colonoscopy coming up in 2 weeks, and I have to wonder what do they all talk about while you're out?
Nothing bad. We'll put on some music that we all enjoy. It's easier to go with the flow and work better that way. We'll just have small talk, ask how our days were, ask how our families are, things like that.
Now, you mentioned writing. What type of writing do you like to do? And then can you talk a little bit about kind of I don't know, what is it about it that gets you excited and makes you want to do it?
Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of creative writing pretty much my whole life since I was a teenager, just short stories. Um, I've been working on a novel for like 20 years. You know how that goes. So just here and there, I did write. I do like to write anonymously online with accounts where no one knows it's me. Um, when I was in college, I used to write for a website for scholarships. I did that for like about 4 years. It was like a competition type thing. You'd write short little responses to prompts they had. And if I did well, then I'd get money at the end of the week and it would go to my college. I did that for about 4 years, and I won $30,000 in scholarships from that website because I did it all the time. So anything where I can get my thoughts out in writing, I really enjoy, but I'm writing things probably every day, just different formats.
Now, when you're leaning towards doing it anonymously, is there something about the spotlight that is intimidating, or what is it that, keeps you from wanting to be as public, maybe about with all your writing?
Yeah, it's funny because I've thought about that myself. Even the novel that I've been working on forever, I'm going to publish it under a pen name. I'm not going to publish it under my name. I think there's just something really exposing about writing. And I like it when people don't know it's actually me. So I think I just feel more comfortable when people don't know it's me, but I feel better when I get my thoughts out through words. I feel like that's how I kind of get my emotions out is by writing.
Hmm. And going back to maybe when you were younger, did you always like to, I'm going to tie this to creative expression. Did you have other forms of creative expression, or has it always just been writing? And maybe was that something you've always done, like even as a kid?
It's it's pretty much always been writing, actually. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. I guess I liked art as a very young kid, but it's always been writing. Yeah.
I guess as a kid, we always love art because it's just like
Yeah.
throwing
Fun.
stuff on paper.
Yeah, exactly. So, but even as an adult, yeah, I haven't had a big interest in art or music, but writing, it's been a big part of my life.
So what kind of a kid were you? What were you into? And, good student. What was your relationship like with your parents? That kind of thing. What was your world growing up?
Um, so uh much younger me, I had a lot of energy. My parents said when I was really young, I was kind of a serious kid. Uh, Always great in school. I always got excellent grades. Uh, I remember in the fourth grade, I forgot my homework at school and I couldn't sleep that night because I was so scared. It was like a four problem paper because I had never not turned in homework. Even in college, I've never not turned in an assignment. So, school, I've always enjoyed learning and I've liked it. But yeah, but there's something about me like I don't like to leave things unfinished or do them halfway.
Interesting. Does that come from like a fear of the consequences, or you just feel incomplete unless you finish the task?
Well, my parents weren't like watching me all the time. They were pretty lax parents. I in my childhood, they were very busy because I had a lot of siblings. So I wouldn't say our relationship was bad, but they weren't really around a lot. So they weren't watching me a lot. So I wasn't afraid of the consequences from them. I did feel like I think I myself would feel inadequate if I didn't turn in an assignment.
Right. I mean, just when you said that, I was like thinking, yeah, I turned in assignments, but I guess I just never thought of it as an option to not turn in the assignment. Like, if
Yeah,
they tell you to do it, you kind of like, oh, yeah, I have to do it. Right.
yeah, yeah. But
Hmm.
even doing my homework, I had to do it well. I didn't like just rushing through it or not doing my best on each one.
Are you kind of like a rule follower in that way, that if you have a task, there is that kind of responsibility to to do the follow through?
Uh,
Or are you more rebellious than that, and that is there's no connection?
this is so funny. I hate rules. I break rules all the time, actually. Um, within reason, of course. Nothing that would hurt anybody, but I don't know. I do sometimes have the attitude like some rules are kind of silly and maybe sometimes they should be broken. So, yeah, kind of contradictory. So I'm not sure.
Um, let's see. Well, but that didn't, like, breaking rules hasn't really put you in a place of serious like problem. Like, you weren't getting in trouble as a kid, or you haven't gotten in trouble for breaking rules. Like you were saying, it's usually like little minor things here or there.
By my parents, you mean, or
I don't know if the law gets involved.
no? Yeah, yeah, no, nothing like that. But yeah, uh, I'm trying to think how to answer that. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes with rules, I feel like they're a little too rigid sometimes, and they can be broken. I don't know if that answers the question or not.
Sure, yeah. Does it make you want to be the boss in any way? so that you, in a way, get to set the rules? Or do you just like playing from the position you're in and navigating what rules you have to follow and what rules you can kind of break?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like being told what to do. Um, so I do better like in settings where I have more autonomy and I don't have someone micromanaging me all the time.
Like as an independent author?
Yeah, yeah. Or even in nursing has a lot of autonomy. Um, I still have like my managers and those above me, but for the most part, we see our own patients and we kind of oversee our own patients. So
Is there, if you were to think about the ways that maybe your friends or family would describe you if we had them on the show to talk about you, what are some words or some things that they might mention as they're describing you?
people say I'm kind of feisty, um, uh, funny. I'm really social. I like new experiences, lots of different kinds of people. Um, Kind of unpredictable a little bit. Um, Different all the time. Even with foods, like I've got my favorite foods, things like that, but I always like to switch things up.
So if you're arriving at a house party, are you sort of fluctuating between room to room and person to person, or are you finding a couple deep conversations to get into?
If I am at a house party, yeah, it's whoever. Well, gosh, that uh,
Or
I
it could be both,
yeah,
but which one sounds more natural, or what are
yeah.
you kind of looking for? It could be neither of those. What are you kind of looking for as you're navigating that situation?
I will talk to a lot of different people through the night. But once I find someone I can have a really deep conversation with, I will just talk to that person for hours if they'll let me. So, yeah, until I find, but I'm happy talking to whoever.
And what topics are you typically looking for? I mean, or maybe not, you're not even looking for a certain type of topic, but what conversation topics have you found yourself involved in for hours, or what can get you excited for a couple hours of conversation? Like for Sarah, it's astrology. If she's at a party, she's looking for the other person who will talk to her about astrology.
Yeah.
But what is it for you?
And like you were saying, it varies. I think if I feel like I have a connection with the person or we have a lot in common, um, and when we can jump back and forth through subjects, I do like anything having to do with human nature, psychology. Um, Sometimes I kind of like talking about like darker subjects sometimes too. When you go to a house party, I don't really know a lot of people that would maybe jump into conversations like that with me, but anything that's just like kind of different or interesting, and we just keep the conversation keeps flowing. I'll usually stick with the conversation.
And it's hard to sort of tell with a new person, how dark can you go? You know,
Yeah, yeah, and I don't I don't usually dive in too deep into that anyways, but it's just interesting. Yeah, like if this is the first time I've met the person, what we're connecting on with each other.
mhm. Thinking about things that you're good at and maybe areas that you struggle with a little bit more than the average person. Are there some things that you would say are kind of, yeah, strengths versus, I don't know what the opposite would be, but yeah, what are you a little bit better at than the average person, and do you feel you're a little worse at than the average person?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the kind of person I'll get really into a job or a subject or a hobby until I feel I'm pretty good at it, and then I'll like drop that hobby like a hot potato for some reason. I'm like, well, I'm really good now, but I never like master it, you know? I know some people can stick with one thing for like 20 years. I just feel like there's so many interesting things out there that that I feel like almost anxious, not trying something new. So I noticed that I don't want to say I'm not consistent. I just think with my interests, I'm not consistent. I noticed that's something a lot different about me than other people, that I like to jump back and forth. I'm like a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
There we go. Yeah. So you have the a strength of being able to pick up new things and find new areas of interest and get maybe adequate at them
Yep.
well, quickly.
Yep.
But then not so good at reaching that higher level of mastery because you kind of maybe lose interest or motivation.
Yeah, it's and it's weird. It's so random too. That just one day I'm just not really interested in it anymore, and so I'll move on to the next thing.
Poof.
Yep.
One more question before I hand it over to Sarah to do some more deep dives. If you could just kind of talk a little bit about the hobbies that you have, areas of interest, like whether it's certain types of music or movies that you're drawn to in your free time. What does that look like?
Yeah. Right now, just a lot of writing. Music, actually, I love all kinds of music except for country, new age country. So, my playlist is very random. Um, I love going, this is kind of weird. I don't know if you would consider this a hobby. I love going to new restaurants and trying new food. I love food so much. I do like to travel. I'm just really busy, so I don't get to do it a lot. But experiencing new things, talking to new people, uh, seeing new places. So, and then I do like to exercise quite a bit. I like to jog, just anything that makes me kind of feel like I'm relaxing, feeling good. And I really like to take baths. Maybe that's not a common hobby that people have, but I really love to take like long baths, relax. Um, and then of course the writing, but all of those are like my main hobbies.
If you consider baths a hobby, then I think it counts because that's
Yeah.
the mindset that you're bringing to the bath.
Yep. And I just, I don't know. There was a point in time I was taking like 3 baths a day, not because I felt dirty. It's just I literally love to relax in the bath.
I think in California, we're not allowed to have 3 baths a day just for water usage alone. But in
Yeah,
Montana, it's tons of resources. They're like, take as many tubs as you need.
it's a free for all in Bozeman. So, yep, no
Oh,
limit
man.
on baths here.
All right. Everybody go to Montana. There's no limit on bathing. Sarah, how's everything sounding to you?
Good. Everything's good. Thank you so much for all your answers so far. I have some definitely more uh specific questions that are kind of random, but yeah, so and if I, if there's anything that you don't want to get into, you don't feel pressured, but yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah. Okay. I might be jumping all over the place here. So, you were saying that you like food and trying new restaurants and things like that. Do you have a sweet tooth?
I do. A really
Okay.
bad one.
Okay.
Yeah. Always room for dessert.
Okay. And have you ever struggled with ADHD or focus?
I'm diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay. Okay. And have you ever celebrated Halloween? And if so, can you talk about maybe what you dressed up as?
Sure. Um, I love Halloween. Uh, I would say like the last 10 years, I've always dressed up every year.
Hmm.
Um, Last year I was a Ouija board.
Ah,
Um, and then the year before that I was a medieval elf, and then before that a unicorn. So,
it
varies.
varies. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, How about when you were a kid? Was there like a favorite outfit you had as a kid?
Um, Not really, I guess. I always wore jeans. I had like a pair of jeans I really liked,
Oh,
but
I'm
I didn't.
sorry. I meant like for Halloween.
Oh, you know what's funny? I didn't like Halloween as a kid.
Okay,
I only started liking it as an adult.
fair enough. Okay. But since we were talking about clothing, what kind of clothing do you wear? Your sense of style?
Yeah, I really like uh I kind of like earth tone colors. I don't really like anything too loud, neon. Very comfortable clothing. Um, it has to be comfortable or I won't wear it. I don't like big logos. Um, I like nothing too gaudy. I don't want the clothes to drown out me. Uh, Jeans. I do really like leather too. Um, Feminine, form fitting.
Do you like get into makeup and cosmetics and hair care and skincare and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm really into all of that. Uh, I won't like get dressed up or dolled up every day. Um, because it doesn't being comfortable is more important than anything. But yeah, big into skincare.
Okay. Um, let's see. Okay. Hmm. Did you guys get into a relationship? Are you in a relationship? Have you ever been?
Yeah, I'm married.
Oh, okay. Did you guys touch on this and I was just zoning out?
No, we
No.
didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Married. Okay. Um, anything you can share about your partner?
Yeah. My partner is very uh a chill dude. It's what how people would say. Very patient, very kind, um, very nice. He's a good father. We have a child together.
Okay.
Um, we've been together for over a decade.
Okay. Um, how did you meet?
He was one of my managers at work when I was a waitress in college.
Okay. And since we're talking about partnership, on our survey, we asked if you had a celebrity crush, and you said no, just fictional characters. But I would love to know which fictional characters, if you wouldn't mind sharing.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can tell you guys that.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. You don't have to. If that's private, that's fine.
No, that's okay.
I was
So.
just trying to get a sense of like the type of person you're attracted to.
Oh, so it's funny. Someone at work just asked me this like a week ago. I don't really have a celebrity crush because I don't really know them because they're
Mm-hmm.
celebrities. I can't really be attracted to someone unless I really get to know them. So I don't know if that helps. I'm
Sure.
not usually attracted based on looks.
Okay.
It's usually if I can like emotionally and intellectually like connect with them.
Is that like why fictional characters, you feel like you get to know the character in this
Yeah,
movie or this TV show
Yeah.
much better
yep,
Yes.
than the
Yeah.
person playing them is sort of more of a blank slate?
yeah. Because you know when you read a book, like you really, it's like you're getting to know someone personally. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
so I think that that's probably why.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. This is kind of a spicy question. Feel free to be vague or not answer it or whatever. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody was kind of obsessed with you or even stalked you?
Yeah, I actually have someone stalking me currently. I went to the police and filed a report.
Oh
So,
my, I'm so sorry to hear that.
yeah, I have that a lot.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, um, okay. What is your relationship like with money? Because I noticed that you made a comment about that on the survey that different areas had been hard, and I thought that was maybe one of them, or no?
Oh, it's okay. And I apologize. I filled that out so long ago.
Sure.
But like my current situation with money and then through my life, let's see. I like money because I like the comfort it provides, but I'm really generous. Um, I don't mind spending money on other people, but I've always been kind of careful with money. I don't like to carry balances on credit cards. I'm sorry, I hope this is what you're
Yeah,
asking.
it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like being in debt. Uh, I think nothing gives me more anxiety than feeling not financially secure, to be honest.
Okay. Great.
And sometimes things change between when you fill out the survey and today. And so
Yeah.
if money isn't, and I don't think you put we Sarah, you thinking about the question of which category you've experienced the most struggle in life? And the options are like romantic, family, friends and social situations, physical health, mental health, financial matters, or work and career. And you put other and kind of listed a nuanced answer because
Oh.
not one of those jumps out immediately as being, one specific area of struggle.
Mhm. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Um, wait, did you ask a question, Scott,
Oh
or
yeah, so none of those was like a specific area of struggle. It's more of just a little bit of multiple things.
or that's for
Haley?
you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were asking Sarah.
No.
oh no.
I'm so sorry. And I drank so much coffee today. I'm kind of like crashing from it. Would you please repeat that? I
Oh,
apologize.
so on the survey we have the list of different areas of struggle in life, and you had more of a other. You selected other instead of one specific because so maybe there are multiple areas that you feel like you've struggled with as opposed to one big one. Like finances wouldn't be the number one
Oh,
thing; it would
you,
be just a little bit of everything.
you know what? It's funny because I do not remember what I said, but I felt unfulfilled in my career like my whole life. So I wonder if that's what I put.
It's a little bit of work and career. Yeah, it's
Okay. Okay. Because that's been a theme my whole life. So I wonder what else I would have put actually.
yeah. So I guess it would be work and career. I'm reading the answer there too. All right.
It was kind of like you were saying that you just kind of felt like you identified with struggle with a lot of the areas that were on the list. So, um,
Okay. I might have to go back and peek at it. I'm so sorry. It's been so
that's
long. I
okay.
can't remember
No,
it.
No, it's no
well,
worries.
part of the reason why we don't like have it for you to look at right now is because how you relate to things right now may be different from when you filled out the survey, and that's kind of interesting to see if things have changed a little bit, or how would you answer that today versus
Yeah.
months ago. So
Okay.
work and career is what comes to mind for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so this is kind of a big focus I like to ask is any health issues you're willing to share? And it can range from, uh, you know, insignificant things, to car accidents, surgeries, anything at all.
Yeah. I'm really healthy. I feel like just recently, like the last 6 months, I have been feeling kind of sick, like fatigued. I did have a big surgery. I, I think it'll be uh, almost 10 years ago. Yeah. I had a big spinal surgery. I had like a scoliosis type spinal deformity. I had that fixed 10 years ago. because I was having chronic back pain from it. I don't have back pain anymore. Um, for a long time, I had really bad insomnia and sleep issues, and I don't have that anymore. That I haven't had that for like 4 years.
Okay. Okay. Um, let's see. All right. Let's see. Any issues ever with jaw or neck or thyroid, anything in that region?
Um, well, let's see. When I was taking lots of trauma call when I was in surgery, I was clenching my jaw a lot and I was having bad jaw pain. I went and saw a jaw specialist and he was saying, you know, it was kind of rubbing because of the clenching. But I never had to get any kind of work done or procedure for it. I did crack my teeth, but sore throats sometimes, like a couple times a year, I'll get a really bad sore throats. I'm trying to think.
That's great
Nothing.
information. Yeah.
Yeah, thyroid though, no, that
Okay.
I'm aware of. Yeah.
Okay. Great information. Are you accident prone at all?
Not really, no.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't really had any big injuries. I've had like one, but yeah.
Okay. Um, do you happen to know the date that you won that scholarship?
So, I would win them weekly. And then at the end of each semester, they'd send all the money to my college. So I won every week for like 3 or 4 years.
Wow. And so
Wait, I didn't realize it was a streak. You won every week?
I actually got kicked off of the website because I know that sounds really weird, but like I kind of figured out like a good time to post and how long people would actually read, so I'd make it like a perfect length. I wouldn't how much detail I should add. I've just been doing it so long, but yeah, I won. If you were in like the top 10 people, and there were like a couple thousand people signed up for this website, but I think people kind of gave up. So it was really only like a couple hundred people competing all the time, but I was in the top 10 every week for like 3 or 4 years. I was actually usually number one for a long time. It's such a random thing. But yeah, I figured out an algorithm kind of, and then later on they told me I couldn't keep competing because they said that was cheating. But my content was actually good too. So I don't feel like it was cheating. I'm kind of bitter about that. So
the 30 grand was cumulative? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cumulative.
And it went to the school, it sounds like. It wasn't personally to your tuition.
It would go directly to the college at the end of the semester. So they do it by, or maybe it was like 3 months, but it would like accumulate and then they'd send the college a check.
So it's sort of a creative outlet, but also a little bit of altruism. You enjoyed creating money for your college?
Yeah, and it was it varied through the years. It was like 300 to 500 a week. And back then, because I think I stopped like 2015. Back then that was a lot. You know what I mean? Like, a poor college kid, like I couldn't really make that amount doing shifts or working for a whole week. So I would write 1 hour a day is how long it would usually take me. Even on holidays for those years, I never skipped a day. And that's why I was successful too, because I never stopped.
But you didn't get to see any of that money.
No, it went right to the school, but my bachelor's degree was completely paid for. I graduated with no debt.
Oh, it was going towards your tuition, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
it was going towards my college tuition. Yeah.
Oh, right. I was thinking it was going towards their scholarship fund or something
Oh,
this was donating it to the school or something, but it was helping to pay down your tuition. Okay.
yeah, and I think they didn't send it to the people directly because then people would just take and spend the money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, it went right to my college.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Mm. Uh, okay. Last question. Can you, well, I don't want to ask that one. Let me change it.
Well,
Okay.
now we're going to wonder what question
Yeah,
that
you
was.
you you should ask it.
I was gonna ask you what your child's birthday is, but then I thought maybe you don't want to share that. So then I was gonna change it.
It's okay. Do I have to do the year or will
Uh,
or will that not help?
you know what? Let me just ask a different question. It's fine.
Okay.
Um, just tell me, this will be the last one. What has the last 12 months been like for you? What themes have come up if you had to like kind of characterize the last 12 months of this section of your life?
Yeah, so I worked in surgery like 11 years and I quit in August and I went down to a different position that was a little more, in my opinion, a little more low key. I just I've had actually the last 3 years have been terrible, but the last 12 months, huge change with the career because I
Mm-hmm.
completely quit that one, went to a different area of nursing. Um, Crap. Then the stalker thing. Um,
Mm, right. Okay.
yeah, and then I kind of randomly went through a little bit of a depression, pretty deep, I would say. Oh gosh, November to till like a few months ago, just because the career change was huge.
Mm-hmm.
It made me really sad. Um, does that help? Is that kind of what you were looking
Yes.
for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Have you felt more this last 12 months? Would you say that you felt like life is I'm trying to phrase it the right way. I don't want to say quieted down because obviously there's a lot going on, but like you just feel like, do you feel more removed from, I don't know, I'm not sure quite how to phrase it. Do you feel like more just kind of in a cocoon, like trying to recalibrate?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm good.
I have one last one that popped up. How do you feel about grudges, or if you've been wronged, is that something that you can kind of like settle and move on, or do you kind of hold on to and think about revenge, or what what does that bring up for you?
It's a good question.
Uh, yeah, that's a good question. Trying to think how I would like answer this. I feel like people have hurt me a lot in life. I won't always like go after them though. Um, if I feel like it was a big injustice, especially with the legal system, I will get a lawyer. So sometimes I do have a hard time letting stuff like that go. But like I've noticed with me that like even sometimes wishing something bad had happened to them, I feel bad about that. Or if they kind of get their karma, I feel bad for them. Um, but I'll get these like surges of being angry at them, but I don't usually go after people.
Hmm.
If that makes sense. I was trying to think how
Hmm.
I was going to answer this because, it's been that way most of my life. I have been impulsively angry and like lashed out at people, but I usually don't go after them revenge wise.
All right,
Yeah.
that's very helpful.
Oh, I meant to ask, how tall are you?
5'7".
Okay. Okay. Are you like, since we brought up emotions, are you someone who is pretty even keeled, or do you get really passionate, angry, go through all the emotions, or are you kind of more like, I'm not super emotional?
I'm emotional, but you
Hmm.
know what? Recently, my emotions have been pretty even keel. I wonder if it was my career. So I don't know if like the stress of the career made me that way or um
Okay.
anger for sure though. I used to have some pretty bad anger outbursts.
Yeah. I think about you said you worked in the trauma department like in hospitals, the ICU or,
I worked in the OR, so lots of scheduled surgeries. But then the last 3 years, like 3 or 4 years, I took like a lot of trauma call. So, you know, it could be something bad, car wrecks, things like that. So it could be pretty, um, pretty high stakes and pretty stressful. But it wasn't like that all the time. But yeah,
but you're someone who maybe is less grossed out or feels maybe not comfortable, but more comfortable than the average person being in a situation where somebody has just been in a car accident or whatever.
yep. But the only reason is because they're asleep. Usually when they get to me, or we put them to sleep. I don't do well when they're awake and they're crying and they're in pain and stuff. Like it actually is very distracting to me. But when they're
Yeah.
asleep, yeah, no problem.
See, I can't even watch The Pit. I know it's amazing, but I can't because it just fills me with so much anxiety and stress. And I'm like, why am I welcoming this in my my free time?
Yeah, no, it can kind of be like that sometimes, but yeah, I think it's almost like I could focus more when there's a lot of chaos because I just need to go do the next thing. But
All right.
Okay.
Well, this is the part where Sarah and I confer with each other, compare notes. We put you in the waiting room for a couple minutes and then bring you back
okay.
in and see if our guess is correct. So
Okay.
you get a little break from us for a minute or two, and then we'll bring you back in. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. We'll see you in a bit. Sarah, how are you doing over there?
I'm
You leaning one way
good.
or the other?
Yes.
All right, me too. Let's go ahead and settle this.
I usually have like little cards. Let me see if I could.
I don't
Okay.
have one either, but I feel like if we're both pretty honest, we could just say what we're leaning towards.
Okay. Yeah, I
Because I don't
didn't
have a card either. I'm
I
away
didn't
from my
have
normal
mine
desk.
ready. Okay.
Um, and then I guess depending on whether we're right or wrong, whatever. So we're going to say the sun sign because I know there's some nuance in these. So we're
Mm-hmm.
deciding between a Gemini and a Scorpio. And on three, so I'm going to say one, two, and then we're going to say it, or after three, one, two, three, and then we say it.
Yeah, yeah.
One, two, three, and then we say it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Sarah, here we go. We're going to choose the one, two, three, Gemini. All right.
Gemini.
And I mean, I could make a little bit of a case for the Scorpio, but if I'm just going off the sun sign Gemini, and then if I'm peeking at the moon sign and the rising, there was
Yeah.
some Sag and some Taurus things she was talking about too.
Yeah, had this been like, if it turns out, let's just in theory say that she's a Scorpio and has that 0 degree Virgo rising, that's a little mm, because her son would be in the third house of writers if that were the case.
See,
But I don't think it's that one because there were just so many other things to me that lined up with the other chart. Uh, but yeah.
yeah. Well, we
So
can talk
anyway,
about it in the debrief,
yeah.
obviously, if we're right or we're wrong, what led us in that direction. But yeah, I'm happy either way.
I wish I could say the same. I'm still not over the last one, okay? That was rough.
That was a shocker.
Well, I jumped ship at the last minute, so I'm not going to do that again.
That was the one where you were like, no, I didn't pick the one that I liked more. And I was like, wait a minute. That the whole
I
point of the
know,
show is you
like,
pick the one you think it is.
what happens to me is sometimes I get distracted by a shiny object and I like literally forget the whole case I was building. And it's just like I go after one and I have a hard time forgiving myself for that. So anyway, let's
But then sometimes the shiny object is the one you ignore. And then you're like, oh, this one shiny thing. And I ignored it. And I was building this case the whole time because I thought it was this one. And we get to the end and the shiny object was the one to pick.
yeah,
Yeah.
debatable.
Debatable. We'll bring back the debate episodes.
Okay.
All right. Hey, everybody. We're going to be right back with Hailey and see if she is, in fact, the Gemini. Hopefully, you're making your decisions at home. If you think that she's a Scorpio, who knows? Maybe you're right. Maybe we're wrong. Who are we? Who are we to say? We will say, though, right after this. Hey, listeners, we're not just a podcast that tests astrology. We're an independent detective agency. That means we rely on you to help us keep the show running.
Exactly. By joining AstroDetectives on Patreon, you can support our mission to finally prove astrology is real.
Or, completely debunk it.
Here we go again.
One thing we can agree on, AstroDetectives is the only place you'll find astrologers and skeptics working together, like a buddy cop movie you didn't know you needed.
And trust me, detective work takes time. Gathering evidence, late night stakeouts, solving cases, especially when Mercury's retrograde.
Okay, you can't blame Mercury.
The first step is easy and free. Just follow AstroDetectives on Patreon to get access to our debrief episodes where the conversation continues after each case ends. We break down what went right and what went wrong.
And if you want to fast track your training, become a rookie detective for only $3 a month. You'll unlock exclusive bonus episodes, plus early releases and the top secret case files sent straight to your inbox.
Or for just $1 a month, we'll make you an Astro intern. No compensation per se, but hey, you'll gain valuable detective experience and that warm fuzzy feeling knowing you're helping us keep the lights on.
So if you like what we're doing and want to support us, head over to patreon.com/astrodetectives and join the investigation today. Welcome back, everybody. We've got Hailey with us. Sarah and I are on the same page. We've both chosen the same chart, which is kind of reassuring to me, being that Sarah knows a lot more about astrology than I do, but I'm not going to gain any ground on her on the scoreboard.
It's never reassuring to me.
Because Sarah's thinking this novice is just picked the same chart as me.
Yeah, I'm always like, oh shit, did I choose wrong?
Ah.
I don't think I did this.
But at least I know Sarah's not going to gain distance. Wait, what am I trying to say? Pull ahead even further than me if we've chosen the same chart. So we're winning or losing together this episode. But we'll find out. I guess right now there's no drum roll. We'll find out right after this. I'm coming back from a month-long break, everybody. So we're rustier than usual. Hailey, we were choosing between a Gemini and a Scorpio. Hopefully one of those two is your sun sign. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah.
Good. We'll be asking now to see if we're right. Hailey, are you a Gemini?
I totally am.
All
Yay!
right. We love it when that happens.
All right.
We get into the specifics on kind of like what led us in that direction, and then Sarah can do a little bit more of a deep dive on that chart, knowing that that's the right chart. But Hailey, I do want to give you the opportunity, if there's anything that you wanted to say to our audience, or send them anywhere if they want to get more involved or read some writing from, well, it wouldn't be anonymous if you sent them to read some writing, but
I know. I was like, darn it. I do know quite a bit about astrology, actually. I'm a moderator for an astrology subreddit.
Oh.
Because everyone loves moderators, right?
Wait, are you the moderator for the subreddit that sent us so many guests that I posted on? Or I guess
What?
a moderator.
I don't want anyone to know it's me.
Okay. Yeah, no. Don't worry about it.
But wait, are you gonna go over my chart?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, well,
we can.
we'll do that in
Oh.
the debrief episode.
Okay, I was gonna mention because I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, so
Mm-hmm.
so it's
yeah.
funny you said both of those once.
What do you mean by a lot of Scorpio?
Um, the descendant is in Scorpio,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like I get that a lot.
Well, maybe it's the Pluto aspect, but
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I was like,
Interesting.
yeah, you've got a
yeah.
Capricorn. You got a lot in Capricorn, and then everything else is kind of spread out. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, interesting.
Mhm.
So you would send people to the audience to go check out astrology on Reddit. There's some great, interesting things there.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I have, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll close out this episode, and everybody can hear more about your chart on the debrief. But for now, that's it, everyone. Let us know what you thought by commenting on whatever platform you follow us on. Links to our accounts are in the show notes. As always, thanks to Mike, our IT guy, and his random chartifier thingy for making some great charts this week. If you like the show and want to support it, you can visit patreon.com/AstroDetectives, where this conversation continues on the free Patreon-only debrief. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform or YouTube so you don't miss the next episode. Rate and review and tell your friends. And until next time, this case is closed.